All right, bee people. The dogs are having trouble. We riled up the bees. And anyway, so I like these Chinese grafting tools. The one with the, I think that's bamboo. The all plastic ones, I don't care for them. I'm gonna put this in my mouth, and what I'm gonna try to do is take my tongue and kind of just keep a little tension on this. Meantime, I'm gonna be getting the wood moist. It's sort of important that you do this. Let me tell you the tricks here. That's the thing, I'm pushing my tongue here to keep, I need that little bent. And I need the super glasses because I'm getting old. I want to find this. Hold on, let me see if I can get it out of there. Right there. But I put it on the wrong side, so there's a mistake. You want it on this side. I don't know what's going on there. It's hard to do this and tell people what I'm doing. So I don't know if you can see that.
It's really, really hard. There it is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now here's the biggest trick is I want to put this in the bottom of this cup and I want to push it off, but I don't want to touch it. So I'm going to get it to the royal jelly to start right there, and then I'm going to put this down and I'm going to get it and turn it off. See it?
Do it again. One more time, so.
All right, let me do it one more time.
So they can see it.
Let me paint my fingers black.
Mm-hmm. Might as well. Might be able to see it better.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do this. So I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to get the royal jelly to touch, and then I'm going to pull it out of there. Is that showing up?
It showed up.
All right. So the next trick is the little seat of our larva. You want to grab this way. You don't want to touch the head or the tail. Plus it comes off easier. All right. Here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see this down in there. And then do it. It's hard to see this with a bee right in my head. She's down in there.
I see her.
That one probably won't live because I was talking. This is a nice frame to graft from. I'm not really pushing her off with this. I'm just trying to scoot the royal jelly. Once the royal jelly touches the bottom of this cell, you're pretty much just dragging her off with the liquid that she's floating in. I'm not the fastest with this. I don't really need to be. I'm only trying to get 100 a week or so. And if something don't go right, don't try to fix it. Just move on. another nice thing is to put good tough comb. You can't graft from a new frame. It's almost impossible. You can't get this tool to go down there and curve. You just start breaking the wax. At this point, this comb really isn't wax anymore. That's long gone and been replaced with sort of like a cocoon. Man, this is a nice frame. Those are rots and rots.
That's probably why you like pulling from there, huh?
Yeah. I'm glad I got 3 grafting frames set up. I didn't think I was going to be able to do 3 out of this.
5.
We're going to have to fix this after this. She may need another box.
She just might.
Well, they're starting to bring nectar in, and they're going to put it wherever they can. And I don't want them to plug the brood up. And then she's going to be looking all over the place to lay eggs. But it's nice and humid in here, so we don't have any worries that this frame of brood is going to dry out. And it feels like it's 100.
It does. It does.
No. Didn't get her. It's nice that you can find her floating on a nice little puddle. That way you don't do any damage. Don't try to pick up ones that are dry. It's gonna fail.
Fail.
I know this. I've failed a lot of times. I've had a handful of 100% bars, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to get the best queens I possibly can. These queens are for our operation, and I have a few close buddies that run 50 plus highs. It's also for theirs. It's too hard to do this if you have some old guy like me doing it. That'll take care of you on a good price. It's time consuming. You kind of saw a little bit out there what it takes to do this. You're going to see the cell builder this is going in next, and you'll realize the cost it takes in bee power, if you would say. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hives just for the genetic structure that we're using this year. The cell builders we're using this year. And then we have 3 more hives just to produce frames of brood. Because we have to keep feeding the cell builders with new young bees. And that's a constant. I know they say you can do this in a little 5-frame box. I don't know. I have not had the greatest luck. Plus, I think you're wasting all that energy because it's just a one-shot deal. It's better to leave a cell builder constantly going. And it's just not grafting to make queens. It's also keeping a genetic diversity is very important for your new queens to mate with, so they're not mating with a bunch of dum-dum bees. And then the area that these new queens are going to, her sons, which are her drones, are now directly from her. They don't get that from the mating, they get that from her lineage. So any other queens in that area that mate with her now get that genetic trait. If you keep introducing really good genetic traits, mostly not pissed off bees, the next thing you know, you just wash out all the junk that you don't want around you. And it's surprisingly quick to do that. You can actually do it in one season if you can find everybody around you and everybody get on board and just requeen a couple times. You can clean up an area pretty quick. Da-na-na-na. And a fresh queen rocks. A lot of our hives we requeen a couple of times a year. That's a management reason. One, in the beginning of the year, because, hey, we want to start new hives. And we take what everybody calls a split, and then we let the hive go through its little freaking out and making some new emergency queens, and then we let that happen for about 5 or 6 days. We go back into that hive, tear them all down, put our virgin in, because at that point that hive is hopelessly queenless, and they'll accept that virgin. And of course, the amount of time that we're saving doing this on the whole, did something wrong there. So this saves the hive about 15 days, roughly. So I can have bees hatching out from this queen 15 days earlier than bees hatching out from a hive that's making its own queen, which is perfect. I love it. I don't have to worry about the hive going into any kind of laying worker situation. There's still brood left when she starts laying eggs. You can't ask for much better than that. You know exactly what time it's going to be with this. With letting them do it themselves, it's a iffy thing. You can start freaking out. I know I would. That's why I started doing this, because I want to know. I put this queen in my hive, and in 10 days, I'm going to go back there and see if I have eggs. And probably 75% of the time, it works. If it doesn't work, you still have about 6 or 7 days of brood left, and you can come and put another virgin in. And I know people say, oh, I just want a mated queen. And that's fine, but either way, this is funner. And then you come around, after that happens, that original queen that you made your split with, you do it to her. Same thing. Now you have 2 brand new queens, 2 hives, and it all came from your hive. And we only charge $10 for our virgins. For 20 bucks, you got 2 hives and 2 brand new queens. If it didn't happen, it's going to cost you another 10 bucks. And then do it again in July. So now you can kind of almost have 3 hives and 3 brand new queens going in the winter. And when they come out in the spring, it's crazy to watch them. All right. We got this one. I'm gonna stop it again.
You're fine. It stopped.